I think I know every day I'm learning. In fact, I'm also forgetting the right thing by practicing samadhi. Because if you dwell on it, it will reinforce. So you don't dwell on it. So I found something very important. I'm posting other videos about how I dealt with the FEMA, Federal Emergency, whatever the MA, I don't know. The last one is agency in the US for the fire at Palisades. So I was applying for that. And I had to spend 2 hours waiting most of the time. But I could handle it because I thought it may take time. So I prepared the meal, ate, did the exercise, things like that. And the finding there I want to share. And by sharing, I'm confirming to myself. So it's lessons learned. Is that when you cannot do anything like waiting for the person to respond because of the bureaucracy, it takes time. So I practiced Namuamidabutsu. You can choose any method, but I know Myokonyan, they use Namuamidabutsu for the help, for Amida, even for the sinners. So this is such a wonderful religion if you believe in it. And those who are at the lower part of the society, it's spread out because they are the ones who are confined. Lots of the difficulties that exist. And when they start to use brain, they may be punished even. It happens in the US. I mentioned that some people worked for 15 years at General Motors. And in that 15 years, nobody asked what the suggestion he had. So that's conditioning in the wrong way. But I shared ideas already. The idea was when something you face is something you cannot do anything, just stop and observe. Maybe I'm doing it right now. To share, feel the sense of all the trees, what they do, and me alive. Well, I shouldn't go in that direction because I may space out. But the point of Namuamidabutsu that I want to share is stop and observe, which I shared for the practice of meditation or samadhi. I've been thinking Namuamidabutsu should work, so I tried it out. Because there's a music going on when I wait, and I don't know when they're gonna come back, so I can do things. The worst thing I can do is to get upset. So, in my mind, I said, Namuamidabutsu, nothing to lose, right? And it worked. Well, I may have been always prepared for the samadhi by meditation, so it's reinforcing. So with that approach, you can also not saying Namuamidabutsu or imagine, but rather to observe how you are breathing, or if your muscle tension is high, tight. So that's an indication of like a biofeedback. You want to let go. So instead of samadhi, I played with this Namuamidabutsu sincerely and truthfully, because you have to put everything in it. And it worked. Well, I've been posting various ideas. When I was watching the poplar, I thought about the deer, and I could feel I was like a deer, because the mind is empty, no self. So that's the state. I know what the goal is, or the process of how to live is based upon that. So in this case, It's like there are different ways to climb up the mountain. Instead of the typical, inner body sensation and breathing that I focus, maybe I was doing the same time that Namuamidabutsu induces the same state of mind, because you are throwing yourself for the bow of Amida to save you. So there's no you, no thinking. You give up everything. That's it. No ego, obviously. You don't exist anymore. You die. Your ego. So such is the process of playing with, or believing in the magic of the way of universe in the form of Amida to take over your life. So you feel uncomfortable to say something like that. So it's a total faith. So if you have a total faith in the wrong direction, no, that shouldn't be the case. But if you study, figure out everything you can, just like I did for the Vipassana meditation the first time when I had awakening on the 8th day, took time. But this is the same thing, I'm just extending, because if you don't practice, you forget even the good habit. But playful as I am, I didn't go into the breathing and all that, which would have worked probably, but it was a great opportunity to try because I have nothing to do. So when I was doing this yoga Tai Chi exercise, silently, Namuamidabutsu. Whenever the thought popped up, you do it. Or without the thought, negativity popped up, you can still do it. Then you feel at peace. So this is a tricky thing, I would say. Don't blindly believe it, but research, like I did, looking at all the, Myokonin, how they lived. I listened to some of the videos. This is in Japanese, maybe 10 times or more. I put my comment there 3-4 times every year or so when I visit back. The video about Tai Chi and others. So that's the determination and dedication. And I wanted to do it. Well, here's me, but that's good me. For me to change, myself. To live well with this idea. So it's my choice and my way. Your way may be different, and in your case it may not be Namuamidabutsu, something else. But like Hakuin says, Nembutsu, which include Namuamidabutsu, or Zazen, which is sitting meditation, and others go into the same, that we can get there. Even the Zen monk says that. And if you study enough, like I did, Renyo is from Shin Buddhism, related to this Namuamidabutsu. And Dogen, from Zen, they are talking almost exactly the same. And I studied, I posted in my homepage, and that you can access. That's something like my homepage. In the Google Docs, so anybody can read it in Japanese, that one, but you can translate. It may be difficult because terminology may not be well translated, but I'm sharing this. You know why? Because the sharing helps me to help myself and help others in the samadhi and the playful situation. And that's my mission. I said that. So I'm practicing everything aligned, processing it, and communicating, hoping that some other people listening to this may give it a try. So I've been very cautious how I approach this. Took 50 years or so. But at the age 77 almost, I'm happy to share my story. You have a different background, different value system and all that. So it's for you, something else. But maybe we can share, exchange ideas to know each other, and with a spirit of fun and exploration, experimentation, exchanging ideas. So the world is shifting in such a manner. This nonsense I would like to call the bureaucracy and the difficulties, not just this FEMA, the emergency issue and phone call taking time, because even the human response, they have to, bounce around among them in the organization. Or in the case of the computer, I had a problem with the volume adjustment and a bunch of other stuff. So hurdles are there, and it seems to be increasing because technology is easy to get it done, but they have flaws. I work with Gemini, Google, and in one 1 hour session, I think I said, you are lost a few times because they cannot follow all the logic that I'm going through, that we're doing this back and forth communication as a dialogue, but they make mistake. And he says, or the Gemini says, I'm in the process of learning and all of that. So it's okay, but that's happening. So using the brain has lots of merit, but there's lots of demerit to come with it in the process of implementing it. So I may have said enough, but let's call it. That's our life. Let's have fun. Let's help ourselves and help others, communicate, and practice samadhi. Thank you.